Hey. Hello, UNNians. Hello, Ugandans. Hello, everybody. How are you? I hope you're all well. And I do apologize for a slight delay, but I'm hoping that you are well. Greetings to everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good day, wherever you are, Ugandans, non-Ugandan supporters of revolutionary change. Welcome to the Revolutionary Spa. It is your host, Sophia Sebi, on Sophia Live. It's the revolutionary self-purposeful action. What do we mean by that? We mean transformation, reinventing, rebranding ourselves. So first of all, I haven't been around live for a couple of weeks, and I do apologize, but it was necessary because it's necessary to have some self-care. Otherwise, we all burn out. If you're doing something over and over and over again, you burn out. So I encourage you to take some self-care if you need it, if you feel it in yourself, because you know yourself better than anybody. This revolution is for a long haul. We're not in this for a short time. We're not in this for sensationalism, as they would call it. So our program today will run, as I will say always, I'm going to speak in English. Reason I speak in English because I can articulate myself much better in the English language. I know it's probably, something that I need to unlearn from myself to be able to master my mother tongue and be able to communicate with you in my mother tongue. That would be my wish. But that is not so for this time, this moment. I'm going to use the English language because it's the English language understood by most Ugandans at least. And my message about our mindset is it's important that everyone understands it's not for a particular tribal group, it's not for a particular area, it is for the entire people, the community of Uganda, speaking Luganda or not speaking Luganda. I hope that you understand me, that you get exactly what I'm trying to say about our mindset, because we do have a long way. We have a very, very long way in terms of improving and learning and relearning new things, new perspectives, having new perceptions to be able to have a revolutionary Uganda. We cannot do that with struggling mindsets. We need mindsets that are sharp. We need mindsets that are understanding of the different perspectives, understanding of the different challenges that we have as a people. So this is our mindset series show. It's the revolutionary revolutionary self-purposeful action. That is what the acronym SPA, that is what it means. So our show today will run in 3 parts. The first part will be really about gratitude, prayer, and then me talking about my perspective of current issues and how our mindset is really important and how it plays a big role. Then the second half will go into how we see the world around us. The topic today is about where we go one, we go all. And then the last half will be really a dedication of those who are really suffering or those who are experiencing challenges, those brothers and sisters at home, especially the people of Karamoja, especially those who are being tortured, especially those women or mothers who are experiencing a turmoil. So before I go into detail, or we are going to the show, we are going to just have our national anthem played. So I'll leave that with you, and then let's get into the show, and then I'll give my perspective. I'll give a little bit of what I have seen going around, current issues, and then I'll go into the show a dedication to the people of Karamoja and also to that woman who was tortured and also traumatized. But it's really generally about us as the Ugandan people. So if we could have our national anthem, and then we'll get into the show. Thank you.
Oh, Uganda, may God uphold thee. We lay our future in thy hand. United, free for liberty, together we'll always stand. Oh, Uganda, the land of freedom, our love and labor we give, and with neighbors all at our country's calling, peace and friendship.
Hello and welcome back. Welcome back to the Revolutionary Spur at UNN TV online. Don't forget, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we are on YouTube. Like the page so that the message can go as far as possibly can. It's not about the numbers, but it's about who gets the message. It's about the importance of how we value the wisdom, the knowledge that we are acquiring to ensure that the current situation does not happen again. And how do we do that? By educating ourselves, by putting the knowledge into practice, because knowledge itself is not enough. Okay, as we get into the show, first of all, I would like to praise God Almighty for enabling us to be present and continue to grant us with good health, mind, body, and spirit. We pray for the love, courage, hope, and wisdom of those gone before us, present, and those yet to come. For those lost loved ones, especially those lost lives due to murders, torture, and any causation of their death by greedy leaders. Those hospitalized or suffering from traumatic injuries, and that can be psychological or physical, especially sustained from torture, inhumane treatment, rape, domestic violence, and civil wars. Those wrongfully imprisoned, may they have a miracle that an angel visits to give them comfort, hope, and relief that their plight will soon be over. I am grateful to the UNN team back and front of house, especially the producers and social media warriors, the UNNians, Liberty USCC. I can't name but a few. There's so many of you guys. UFCC chapters for the great discussion and analysis of the Uganda issues. Thank you. I thank Paul Chimbugwe and Madame Elizabeth. Thank you for keeping on, consistently and persistently remaining standing, serving your country. Obviously, special thanks to our elders, especially our recent guest, Mr. Remigius Chintu. Thank you for your contribution. Mr. Henry Gombia, thank you, and all those silently serving in the background, both in Uganda and diaspora, playing your part for a revolutionary change. Keep on keeping on. And I would like to just remind us all a little bit of food for thought. Thoughts are powerful. Thoughts become things. When you think it, you say it and act on it. So be careful with your mind what you say. Be careful with your words. Be careful with your thoughts. And remember, fear is an imagined thing. It is your imagination that either causes courage or fear. As I go into the show today about my perspective, I will continue. I wouldn't want to go into any break, but I will continue with the current issues and news, my perspective. So this brings me to the promising sort of developments. Good news. I'll start with good news first. Some promising developments of the past week. As I quote, we are the masters of our fate, the captains of our ships. These are some of the self-help advice sort of from industry leaders that tell us that if your dreams don't scare you, you need to rethink your dreams. Are you dreaming of simply having substandard services, leadership? Are you thinking minute or you're thinking big? Because if your dreams don't scare you, you need to reevaluate them. So as I go into the good news of this week, maybe positive news, not necessarily maybe good news, but maybe good news, but positive news. This week, I saw, this promising forum. It's about seeing forums of our people uniting. The positive news I'm talking about is, for example, on April 18th, there was this forum, a new introduction of the National Economic Empowerment Dialogue Symposium, which is shortened by the acronym NEED, led by Mr. Joseph Kabuleta. I saw it as a powerful thing. Why am I saying this? For me, it brought together all the Uganda states or Ugandan states to put their case forward. It was sort of a demonstrating of how future federation or how future federal system discussions can work, may be handled if the playing field is equal. I saw this forum as something which was organized, heartfelt, and clear and precise delivery. So for instance, each region or each representative of a region had sort of 10 minutes to present their case about the issues that affect that region. What I loved was that from all submissions, there is a common theme from all submissions that we must change leadership, and that desired change will not happen with current regime. There are similarities on the issues suffered by all Ugandans from what these representatives were saying, including land grabbing, poor infrastructure like roads, economic development, health and social care, employment, education, and so on and so forth. As you may know, the stealing of the natural resources and neglect perpetrated on the people of Uganda by the current regime. I loved that the case put forward for the northern regions particularly provided a brief historical background, pre and post-colonial, and pre and post-war to current day, which cements what UNN programs have been discussing since its launch at least over a year ago. What is sad is that there is clear evidence of greater systemic and intentional neglect towards our brothers and sisters in the North, who have suffered whilst the majority of the development is concentrated in the South region. Why? It also, to me, highlighted the used and abused nature of this regime. For instance, one of the largest refugee camps, one of the representatives was saying, in the world, systemically made permanent without the recompense or compensation of those whose land it occupies. So the theme all around this need symposium was that the constant call to action is that we as the people of Uganda deserve a proactive leadership which finds solutions rather than a reactionary one. As I always say, we are the mirror image or a reflection of our environment. I might be wrong, but I think I remember hearing one of I think it was the Choli region rep, Mr. Mugabe Robert, he put it so well. Say, do not blame the current region or regime because you have voted for it over and over and over again. And finally, that whole situation that the politics of money can no longer be tolerated. As I conclude this part, lastly, as you know me by now, I love a person who expresses themselves with passion and emotion. So the Bunyoro rep truly represented the region's case with passion and emotion You could feel every word. What are your thoughts? What did you think? And essentially, this symposium and what UNN has been doing and all those other platforms, if we don't look after our own, someone else or something else will look after our own. If we don't look after our own, someone or something else will. So I take a quick break and I'll say we go into our topic. And I just like to consider this topic or the title of this topic today. Where we go one, we go all. Where have you had that quote? And what does it mean to you? And I'll just come in after this a short break to just give you my perspective on what I think this all means. Where we go one, we go all. Welcome back, viewers. Welcome back, our viewers, and we thank you for being on UNN TV online. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Like the page, share the page if you feel that this information is relevant and it is important. What I am saying is really nothing, but also what I'm saying is not necessarily it's almost like our people, our community, you need to probably be explicit in what you have to say for us to be able to grasp the enormity of the situation, the enormity of what we need as a people, especially with our mindset. Because we have done the same things over and over and over again. It's almost like you're hitting a brick wall, and many people are not understanding what is it that we are up against. Just food for thought, we are the masters of our fate, the captains of our ships. If your dreams don't scare you, you need to reevaluate them. We need to do that. So, my perspective, and not the words of UNN, going into this second half, just a quote from Eleanor Roosevelt, or known to be one of quotes that were, associated with Eleanor Roosevelt. She says, "Great minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, small minds discuss people." If we can stay on that for this second half, we can stay on that quote for this second half, that would be great. And hopefully someone out there will get one thing or two and just really grasp and comprehend exactly what that means. Great minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, small minds discuss people. I am hoping that everyone understands me. I'm sure they do. I am speaking in English for a reason that everyone at least understands. I am better able to articulate myself like this so that everybody can understand me well, eh? If you are stagnant in what you do, you better look at your goals again. Staying in one place, position, or environment stunts growth. It limits our creative thinking. Just a reminder before I go on, this is our mindset show. It is not about the political. It is not about sensationalism or sensationalism. I'll repeat, staying in one place, position, or environment stunts growth. It limits our creative thinking, the ability to think rationally, the ability to think beyond what we see, the ability to make new networks. As they say, birds of the same feathers flock together type of thing, huh? The behavior. So when you look around you, what do you see is stagnant? That is stunting your growth or our growth. You are in more of the same regurgitating type of thing. Do you know like how the cow eats and by chewing and the food, it brings it back? That sort of those animals where you regurgitate, then you eat it again. This is what I see about the people that believe they own the call for change in Uganda, where we are not in the struggle here on UNN, we are in the revolution. And probably like-minded people as well would like a revolution, not a struggle. Sort of a quote when someone said, if you change the way you say things, the things you look at it change. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So this is what I see about the people that believe they own the call for change in Uganda, that believe they started the struggle. The audacity to have entitlement of our Ugandan people is disgusting. The audacity to think that you own people and people cannot have their own opinion is something else. The audacity to think that we will keep quiet because you kick and scream like a little child. You think the loudest that you speak. Think again. The audacity to spill nonsense out of your mouth about decent people and think you will get away with it is just mind-boggling. Why? I will tell you why. Because you feel you have reached and feel a certain kind of way. You have an audience, have an entitlement mindset. Entitlement. With this sort of entitlement mindset, coupled with dictatorial tendencies in some of our people who think they will not be called out when they have strayed, you are in the wrong field, my friends. If you are in any position of power or have put yourself in a position of power or leadership, just know that you will be called to account. It doesn't matter whether it is within UNN or otherwise. It is not about deformation of character of the person. It is the behavior of the person, the leader, the organization that we call to account. As long as you put yourself forward to lead the people, to stand for such high position like leading the nation, be willing to be criticized. Otherwise, it's about time you corrected any rotten behaviors. We said, and we will keep saying, it is a revolution, not a struggle. But I don't see revolutionary behavior. And by the way, this is just my opinion, not the opinion of UNN as an organization. Please get it in your comprehension that a leader or person in a position of power will always require to explain themselves. Always. Especially if you are to stand as president of a country. Especially if you are standing in a position of the leading opposition in Uganda. You are accountable. A leader is a person whose behavior and values and morals are a model of the ideology he is trying to lead or teach. You cannot ask for accountability when you did not give accountability yourself. You cannot say respect others when you don't know the meaning of the word. And respect is around actions. Actions speak louder than words. You cannot say you are fighting for the ghetto poor when all you do is smear images of what they don't possess in their faces daily, of golden palaces you've visited, golden plates you've eaten from, mansions you've built, spent millions global trotting every other week, having lavish parties, weddings in the most expensive hotels, and many more. I am pretty sure this was not just $1,000 spent. Probably the budget could have fed a whole village or school for 5 years or more. So whoever feels a certain kind of way in what UNN Live TV or other upcoming platforms who are giving constructive criticism so that we can learn from experience from our mistakes and do things differently, revolutionize the way we are led and we are leading. Think about why you were in the revolution in the first place. And maybe you need to redefine what you're doing instead of a struggle. We are not here to serve the interests of individuals, but national issues. So I say to you that we who aspire for the revolution, which means the radical transformation, rebranding, reinventing, coming up with new ways of doing things, not doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results of our nation. From the status quo, we will not join your narrative in bowing down with you, in praising the golden calf. We want the real thing, not perceived or sensational worship. What you're saying essentially is that we should submit all our hard-earned gold, jewelry, golden cups, and so on for the golden calf. Remember the golden calf in the Bible? Everyone there was asked to bring whatever gold they had to put it together so that they can mold this golden calf to be worshipped. So you want us to do that with our hard-earned gold for the golden calf, to be molded whilst we languish in the wilderness of the diaspora. Imagine if the Israelites had kept their gold and trusted with faith and having a clear vision that they will reach the promised land, they would not have roamed the wilderness for 40 years. So we say, let our people go. And no, this flock here at UNN and the like-minded people has had enough of the promised land and being taken for fools. We will continue taking matters in our own hands. We will call a spade a spade. We are unapologetic. My message to my fellow Ugandans who are for revolutionary change: we need to stay focused. Don't be fooled or swayed by sensationalism and a lot of empty tins making a lot of noises. If the thing you know and doing is right, go on and do it. Don't worry about who says you cannot. As I conclude this second part of this evening, I will leave this with you. I repeat what the most successful leaders have said, or some of the thought leaders have said, that successful people discuss ideas, whilst small-minded or failing people discuss people and events. To be precise, the quote by Eleanor Roosevelt, as you can see here, great minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, small minds discuss people. See you in a few minutes.
Obwetaavu obw'enkola eya federo mu Uganda. Ekisooka, enkola eya federo eteekawo eddembe n'obutetenkefu mu bitundu eby'eggwanga. Ekyokubiri, enkola eya federo buli omu asobola okwenyigira mu byobufuzi. Ekyokusatu, enkola eya federo eyambako ebyensimbi mu kulaakulana mu ggwanga. Ekyokuna, enkola eya federo essaawo emitendera mu gavumenti, amateeka gasobole okuteekebwa mu nkola. Ekyokutaano, enkola eya federo essaawo okuteesaganya n'okwanjula ebirowoozo. Ekyomukaaga, enkola eya federo eyambako okutaayiza effugabbi eri bannansi. Ekyomusanvu, enkola eya federo eteekawo okwegatta awatali kukakaatika madiini, ennono oba ebyobulamu. Weewandiise ku lukiiko olwa UFCC ku www.ufcc.uk.
Welcome back. Welcome back. I greet you all once again. Those who have just joined, this is the Revolutionary Spa, and it's episode 16 we're currently on. Our topic today is where we go one, we go all. And this is the revolutionary spa, which is self-purposeful action. It's about mindsets. In case you were wondering what this topic is about, it is not necessarily about politics. It's about mindsets, how we can really get the knowledge and put that knowledge into action, because knowledge is not necessarily power, but applied knowledge is power. Do your part, get involved for a revolutionary change of our motherland. The reason why it's important that we change ourselves for that revolutionary Uganda is because look around you. What do you see? Your environment. When you accept to stay in that environment, that is a reflection of what is going on in your mindset, in your thoughts process. When you have people being entitled to thinking that we, indigenous Ugandans, we cannot have a say in what sort of leadership we need, we cannot call to account. That entitlement in itself is a mindset that they grew up thinking. We have let them for so long thinking that they have monopoly. That is a dictatorial mindset. And I'm not talking about the Musevenism. I'm not talking about the government in power. I'm talking about all those who are also calling for change or saying they're calling for change. So no one can make you inferior without your consent. We have given permission to the way we are treated. Our environment reflects exactly our internal thought process, internal thinking, our mindset, our subconscious mind, if you'd call it. We have a long way. We cannot blame the outside forces for our failures. When you see a lot of people always deflecting their confused mind, their substandard workings, deflecting it on others, always blaming someone else has put me in this state that I'm in. That is not the case. The case is that we have put ourselves in the situation that we're in. We have given permission, consent. Anyway, I'll stop ranting probably for now. I feel much better. But I just wanted to dedicate this prayer to the people, dedicated to my brothers and sisters of Karamoja and beyond, to the mothers especially. I cannot comprehend what you must be going through, your pain, and I am sorry for not doing enough. I can only dedicate my encouraging words to you and all those who have lost loved ones to the injustices, torture, and imprisonment of the dictatorial regime. God the Almighty, have mercy on us that we continue to be courageous, to be a voice for the voiceless. Almighty, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And I know some of you might disagree, but this is my prayer and my perspective. Almighty, forgive us so that we keep our hearts less hardened for the future of our motherland. Not get consumed by anger, because anger paralyzes, but consumed by hope, zeal, and passion. God, we ask for mercy, mercy that we see clearly that which is in front of us and not turn a blind eye. God, have mercy on your people, on your Uganda, on your Eden. May it arise and arise from the darkness that befalls it. Like your children of Israel, awaken a courageous Moses in your people like you did then. We ask the Almighty to awaken a mighty Moses in each and every one of us. At least a Moses who you see fit to take on this test of parting the Red Sea over Uganda. Almighty, we thank you for the courage of those who have sacrificed our freedom with their lives and continue to do so. God, we thank you for the bravery of those who have endured the scourges and continue today. Amen. A little bit of reflection of what sort of has happened in the last 2 weeks or couple of weeks or month. I came across a post on social media, I think it was Twitter, stating that peace is just a mere illusion. I say indeed. So when the silent majority are enjoying the obscured perception of peace, we, the loud minority, will continue to point out and make them see the real world by speaking up and speaking out as loud as we can until it sinks in. After all, we learn through repetition. So must we keep repeating if we must. Anyway, whatever our perception, it does not take away the reality of things. My final thoughts for the show today, and I thank you for all of you for watching, but lamenting does not solve anything, but instead it frustrates, paralyzes, and stunts growth. The Bible tells us, in the beginning there was Word. The Word became flesh. The Word was God. So guard your thoughts. You think it, you say it, you act it. And remember, riches come with the state of mind and not because of hard work or blood and sweat. And remember to ask yourself every day, why am I doing this? What am I doing? Who am I doing this for? Maybe a word of comfort, Psalms 27. The Lord is my strength, I shall not fear. And what does the story of David teach us? That we conquer our Goliath, which is our fear, our doubt, by taking it on, head on, not cowardly hiding. So remember, knowledge is not power, but applied knowledge is power. Do your part, get involved for a revolutionary change of our motherland will be realized. As they say, nothing or no one can make you inferior without your consent. And final word, nothing for us without us. It is not about you standing on the sidelines, making lots of noise with an empty tin. And you cannot be doing exactly the same thing over and over and over again and thinking you will have results or different results. No one can make you inferior without your consent. If someone does not invite you to a table or to a party, make yourself a party. Make yourself a table. You don't need anyone's permission to say what you say, to have a thought, to have a perspective. No one has monopoly over your mind. When you give audience, to the things that do not build you, you will become it. So nothing for us without us. Have a very good evening. Thank you for being on here at UNN. Remember, you can share, you can subscribe, you can like if you'd like. And yes, UNN is not necessarily for everyone. What we say is not for everyone, and it's not about getting anyone's permission. This is our opinion, and we stick by it. Have a good evening. Have a good week. May God bless you. My thoughts are with all the families who are going through pain, poverty, torture, all the mothers that have lost their loved ones, especially those who have been tortured, especially the women and children. Be kind to one another. Miracles do happen, and miracles are within each and every one of us. The miracles are around us, not from above. Have a good evening. Have a good night. It is Sophia Sebi on the Revolutionary Spar on Sophia Live, UNN Live TV, where we go one, we go all. Good evening.